You know, this war has been unprecedented in its scale and brutality. Gaza, which is a third of the size of New York, has been hit with more explosives than Dresden, Hamburg, and London combined throughout the World War II. Gaza is breaking all sorts of records in all the worst ways. The highest rate of starvation, we have the highest cohort of child amputees, the highest level of civilian destruction, infrastructure destruction, you know. And so it sometimes feels like the world is operating from two different playbooks. Israeli pain is validated, whereas Palestinian pain is normalized, even justified. It sometimes seems that Israel is the exception to every rule that governs our world, and Palestinians are the exception to universal human rights. And the reason why we have gotten to this point is because the world has failed. There has been no global response that withdrew support from Israel or applied sanctions or put any cost and consequences to the origin of this problem, which is the illegal occupation. Israel has become emboldened to break more legal and moral boundaries. And impunity never corrects itself. It just grows through complacency. And what we're seeing here is beyond complacency. You know, when a red line is not really a red line, it becomes a green light. It becomes permission. And Palestinians have been paying the highest price for that permission to break all norms. Are we saying that it is okay to use starvation as a weapon of war, to target aid convoys, to target shelters that house civilians, to use collective punishment? What is this saying about our world today? If we are undermining the rule of law, then can we really hold any other country accountable for its actions? And now what we're seeing in Lebanon is another dangerous escalation. The risk of a regional escalation is now dangerously high. Yesterday was one of the deadliest days, where almost 500 Lebanese have been killed. In the past year, we saw 600 being killed. And I think it is time for the global community to act. You know, specifically the U.S., I think the expressions of concern or even calls for a ceasefire really are meaningless when you continue to provide arms that kill civilians. You know, the U.S. has military, economic, and diplomatic leverage that it can use with Israel, and the dangers of escalation are extremely high right now. And nobody, let me be very clear, nobody wins from such an escalation. There will be nobody's teaching anybody a lesson. As long as there is an illegal, crushing occupation, as long as people are denied their basic human rights, their freedoms, then there will always be resistance. And the only way to really bring security to the region, to the people of Israel, to Jewish people all over the world who are sometimes unfairly being held responsible for the actions of this government, is through a just and comprehensive peace deal that really addresses and gives rights to both sides.